So interesting. Welcome everybody, and maybe Facebook. I don't know why it's not letting it come onto Facebook, but welcome everybody. This will be recorded and it will be on our Heat YouTube channel for others to see it. So I am really excited tonight, and I don't think I've ever been more excited about introducing the two speakers that we're going to have tonight. And for those of you, I know, yay, Kirsten. For those of you that may not know who, I think everybody on here knows who I am. Nikki and Chris Cotton. We've been with the Juice Plus Company for 30 years, even before it was called the Juice Plus Company. And this is the Heat team, and I just want to welcome everybody that's on it. We have a call every single Tuesday night at 6 p.m. So you're definitely in the right place at the right time. But I think you're in for something, a treat tonight, because the two women that are doing the presentation tonight, which are Patti Buchholtz and Kerrie Davis. Kerrie has been with this company for 11 years, and Patti for, she thinks, around 22. The importance of this timeline for me personally is that I've known and worked with them all this time. And I have gotten to see what it looks like to start, to grow a little, to back up, to grow a little bit more, to back up, to take a step forward. And in the last 6 months, both of these women have been advanced to qualifying national marketing director for Patti, and Kerrie for senior sales coordinator. They know a lot about the topic they're going to be speaking to tonight. And if I've ever watched anybody start, at the beginning till now, and watched what changed about them, not only their confidence, the outward things, the confidence, their skill, their joy in doing what they do, the way in which they help people, all of those pieces that on the outside we can see. But I'm going to tell you what they're talking about is an inside job. And that inside job is what has given them the possibility to do what they're doing and to be able to teach you tonight about it. So what I'm going to do, Patti and Kerrie, I'm hoping to do a spotlight on both of you, so that when you're sharing the videos, we're going to actually see both of you. So add spotlight. There they are. Patti's got that really great pictures behind her that we were just talking about how cool they look. Isn't it like her hair is just perfectly placed, and it's not a fake background. That's her wall. I think it's so cool. And Kerrie is sitting in her incredible fifth wheel little tiny house that she has moved to and has a great story. I don't think that we talked about this, either Patti or Kerrie, but I know that you've been really practicing your 3-minute story. Would you be willing now to just each share your, unless that was part of your presentation tonight, your just short story? Is that appropriate for me to ask you to do it, or are you weaving it in?
I wasn't planning on doing it. And the funny thing is, Heidi and I are just doing a training together, and I just changed my story today. So this is my old story, and I'll go ahead and wing it out if you'd like.
Well, you can try your new one. You can try your new one on us if you'd like.
You know what? I'm going to stick with the old one right now, just because I have it up in front of me, so I feel like I can be on bullet.
Great. And then Kerrie will do your story. So Patti, would you share your story with us right now, and then Kerrie after?
Yeah. Absolutely. So my story started actually over 22 years ago, and I was a seasonal worker. I lived in Lake Tahoe. I grew up there, one of those lucky people. And then I'd go to Alaska in the summer for sport fishing. I worked at a sport fishing lodge. And so I was back and forth supervising ski school. I was a single mom also, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. Does anybody know the story? I was struggling to get good nutrition into myself and my daughter. We were catching every cold and flu, her from school, me from the locker room. Inflammation, low energy, all of that goes with being an athlete, right? And in between seasons, somebody introduced me to these fruits and veggie powders. And I was like, wow, this totally makes sense. I want to get it in both my daughter and myself, and how do I do it? So I actually joined the company right away, and I never looked back. And now I am able to share and help more people than I ever dreamt. I actually had a fitness studio that I was able to shut down. I got really tired of trading my hours for dollars. And the hard thing is I felt like I never had a future. And so this gave me a future. And now I am never been more excited about what is possible for me and my family. I hope to retire my husband soon, early. And so we could just travel and spend time together and impact so many lives. So if I would you, right? And that's my story.
And what she's implying is if she was telling that story to somebody that wasn't already a Juice Plus partner, she'd say, if I were to share a video with you about what I'm doing or about Juice Plus, would you be open to watch it? Kerrie. And I love the way you said, if I would you, like you never forget it, right? It's always there.
Right. Well, I don't know if any of you have ever felt stuck or scared, but I've been there. At age 38, I was a new widow. I had 2 kids, and I was buried under a mountain of medical debt. And I just didn't know what to do. The only thing I knew to do was go back as a collections manager in corporate America, and I thought everything was going to be fine. But it wasn't fine. I was working like 60 hours a week. I was stressed out all the time. I actually had to take a second job just to make ends meet. And I was missing all this time with my kids. I just was devastated. The worst part, though, for me was I sacrificed my health. And I've been an athlete my whole life. And all of a sudden, I'm struggling with weight issues. I had no energy. I was getting sick all the time. And my doctors were kind of scratching their heads, and they ended up putting me on some lifestyle medications that I did not want to be on. And they were serious medications like statin drugs and metformin. And I just thought I'm going to be my family history. And that scared me a lot. And so I was introduced at a time that I was really desperate for a change to happen. And it was a chiropractor that introduced me to these incredible plant powders and making some lifestyle changes. And over about 8 months, I got my energy back. I quit. I can't remember the last time I'd been sick. My dental health improved, but the best part is I got to a healthier weight, and I worked with my doctors to get off all of that medication. And I've been medication free now for 10 years. But the only thing that was left was the stress on my job, and I so did not want to deal with it anymore. And what I realized is I did not have a plan B to get out of there. So I decided to look at the company behind the products that had changed my life. And what I found, I fell in love with. I fell in love with the fact that this company has a heart, and their mission is just to inspire healthy living. And that really resonated with me. And so I decided to jump in. And shortly after that, I was able to leave corporate America. I got my freedom back. I don't have to ask permission anymore. I don't have an income ceiling. And it's provided for me a way to move to Mesa, Arizona. I've just recently been remarried, and life is incredible. So if I would you.
Kerrie, beautiful. Thank you so much. I love the way you started. If you ever feel stuck or afraid, that really just like, what is she going to say next? It's a great crafting of your story, and so proud of both of you. I do want to say something really quickly that I didn't say at the beginning, that it was originally, this training was going to be with Patti and Heidi. And when Heidi had to fly home to be with her family because her dad is sick, her mom's alone, it just sounded like it was going to just be too much. And of course, because we are one team, one mission, Kerrie said, I can take over that spot and I can hang in there for you. And I just really want to, number one, acknowledge Heidi and Patti for originating this, and Kerrie for jumping in, because that's what she needed to do. As we say, we punted. Right? Mm-hmm. So I think you're starting up for us, right, Patti? So
I am.
Take it away.
I'm going to go ahead and share screen. Okay, everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. So as Nikki said, Heidi and I had originally started putting this together, and we're just pumped. And then Heidi had an emergency, which we're all there praying and covering her in good energy. And of course, Kerrie steps in and says, absolutely, I'd help. And that's what we do. That's what we do. And that's what I love about this culture and what we do. So I'm super excited to be able to do this, one with Heidi, and then two with Kerrie. It's like, I couldn't get it much better. Two of my best friends. So super excited. So we are talking about unshakable belief. Begin by always expecting good things to happen, by Tom Hawkins. And Heidi came up with that quote for us. And it's not letting me, there we go. So I'm gonna actually go back if I can. I'm gonna go back to here because I want everybody to pull a piece of paper out and to be prepared to rate yourself. We're gonna be talking about 4 different beliefs: the belief in yourself, the belief in the product, the company, and the industry. And it can be a small piece of paper. I just want you to rate yourself in each area where you are. And this is so we can all grow, right? It's a progress. We're all taking time to grow. And I'm going to start with the story, the story of the wolves. So an ancient old Cherokee is teaching his grandson about life. A fight is going on inside of me, he said to his boy. It is a terrible fight, and it is between two wolves. One is evil. He is angry, envy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, lies, false pride, and superiority and ego, he continues. The other is good. He is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, empathy, generosity, truth, comparison, and faith. The same fight is going on inside of you and inside every other person. And the grandson thought about it for a minute, and then he asked his grandfather, which wolf wins? The old Cherokee simply said, the one you feed. Okay, so this is all about who you choose to feed. And also one thing, I know Kerrie used this when she was talking about choosing your name, and the word is Kaizen, and it means a small shift. So you don't have to go take the wheel and turn a big wheel to get changes in these 4 areas. It's a small shift. In fact, if you take too big of a shift, sometimes that doesn't work, right? You end up off course. So first we're going to talk about belief in yourself. And I love it because, who our leaders talk about meals, right? And which is the first one? It's the mindset. So this was perfect. We didn't even plan it that way. And so you have to believe in yourself, and you have to work on that mindset. And so what are you going to do that? And there's a couple solutions. Is find the right tribe. And I have to tell you right now, if you found the right tribe, you have the best group you could be in right now to get your mindset right. Get some strong I am statements or affirmations. And if you need to find those, we could sure help you to do that. So it's depending on how you're going to feed the wolf, right? Are you going to feed it good things, or are you going to feed it bad things? And I have to tell you, I was one of those people that I was told at one time that I was bad with numbers. And Nikki had to call me on that and change that. And to be honest, now I have people coming to me to help them read reports. So I think Nikki has to laugh on that one because she remembers that also. So don't focus on your weakness. You have to focus on your strength, because your strength is your superhero. And what is the story within you? What are you telling yourself? What have other people told you that you need to change? If it's not a good story, then just say no to it. There's always something to choose. So you can choose what is wrong. It's always available to you. Or you can choose what's right. That is also always available. So I want to do an exercise. I want you guys to do this afterwards, but it is really cool. So I want you guys to stop just for a minute and find one thing that is really cool about you. And sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to say that, So I'm going to tell you one cool thing about me is I have a pilot's license. I learned to fly in Alaska, and I got to fly on skis and floats. So that's one thing I think is really cool. Heidi and I did this exercise together, and once we started, all of a sudden, all these cool things, we started writing all these cool things that we had done that we were really proud of, and that built our confidence. So I encourage you guys to find what is one cool thing about me and to do that exercise when we're done. I don't want to take the time to do that now. And so now I'm going to pass it on to Kerrie with products.
Great, thank you. And I'm hoping all of you are rating yourself from 1 to 10 on each of these areas, because that's where we want to start. And the products, right now, what I want you to do, because I'm going to take you on a memory, is close your eyes, everybody, for about 15 seconds. And I want you to go back to a time and remember how you felt before G's Plus. Okay? Keep them closed, keep remembering. Did you feel sick? Did you have no energy? Were you tired all the time? Did you have lots of aches and pains, or it was hard to bend over? Did you have digestive problems? Were you constipated? Did you have some skin issues? Okay, now open your eyes. So how many of you remember what you felt like before Juice Plus? I totally remember. And when I remember how I felt, I realize the gift that I have in my hand. I mean, you know, just the thought of it, 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 it's like your experience, but now we need to build your belief beyond your experience. So the first place you're going to go is be a product of the product. Okay, super, super important. You know, it's hard to talk about omegas if you are not taking omegas. It's hard to talk about how incredibly delicious our complete shakes are if you haven't tried the shakes. So it's super important to be a product of the product, and you need to take it consistently. It's hard for you to have consistency with your customers if you're not being consistent. Okay, so it's super important that you are consistent with your product. So take it every morning, just like you put your seatbelt on with your car. In your car, you need to take your Juice Plus every single morning. Okay, and then tell your story. We just got through talking about that. Tell your story every day and invest in those new relationships. I mean, wouldn't you, would you rather have a sale or would you rather have a new friend? Okay, this is super important that you're telling your story and you're asking questions of that person. So be more interested than interesting. But by telling your story, you're going to hear yourself talk about where you were at in the beginning, what's changed, and what your future looks like. So it's a super reminder every time you tell the story. And attend events consistently. So learn to be the student. I know that every time when we were meeting in person at Juice Plus Live, Chris and Nikki are in the front row and they're taking notes. If you haven't been on the Monday Mastery call, the Business Builder call, or a Thursday night Business Builder call, I would really encourage you to be on that call. You're going to learn something every single time. And then know a little bit about the research. You don't need to know, you don't need to read through all the research, but know what Juice Plus does in your body. That's super important. We know what it does in our body. And then know that what tools are available for you, because we have some incredible tools that this company has provided. And the first place I would go is the Freedom Revolution and start going through all of that. There's a great facts page, but they have so many resources in there. It's incredible. If you haven't watched the videos, I would just encourage you to start watching videos and looking up content. So those are some ways to build your belief beyond your experience in the product. Patti, do you have anything to add?
No, I think you got it, Kerrie. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Okay, good. And we're going to go on to belief in our company. And boy, I can't tell you how much belief I have gained through these years. And you don't need the years. Borrow somebody else's story. If you're brand new and you don't have a belief in the company, talk to somebody. Talk to me or Kerrie or Nikki or Chris or Heidi or somebody that's been with the company a while and ask them. So longevity, this company is what, 52 years old? There's not many companies that have a solid foundation like we do, and they're debt free. I mean, that's, to me right there, is pretty amazing. The core product, Juice Plus, is 25 years old. So it's not like something that they just came up with. It's a strong, proven product. Visionary. This company has vision for whatever direction is best for us. They have us in mind. They keep thinking about us. We have a small product line. We don't have to memorize a catalog on what we're going to need to share, right? We can talk about it. It's all in one hand. Leadership is amazing. It's bringing in trainers all the time. A lot of people on here have been through Brave Leaders. They're constantly forward thinking. Some of you were able to jump on the Robin Shomack, and it was just amazing. Now they're bringing in John Maxwell. So they have our interest in mind. They're approachable. There's so many leaders in this company that listen to their team and they bring ideas in, and the company listens and they work with it to give us back what we need. They're philanthropic. And this is, oh my goodness, the story behind this, they have given in so many areas with the floods and disasters in different countries and Volunteers of America. We know all of that, but we have somebody here on our team, and she's so diligent about being on here. Sheila McCarthy was had a home in Paradise when we had the fire there, and she lost everything. This gives me chills. And she is such a brave soul. She started over. But the cool thing about it is she lost everything. The company replaced her Tower Garden. The company replaced her Juice Plus. The company replaced the school's Tower Gardens where she helped get Tower Gardens into. And so the company is thinking about us. And I don't know how many times you can say that about other companies. I'm just so proud to be a part of this. And so I love that it's a giving company. And now we're going to go right into industry with Kerrie.
Okay, so I was bulletproof on the product, the business, and the company for several years. I don't know how my belief in the industry was at first. And had I known what I know today, I would have definitely sought out some resources. And so this is super important. You need to be bulletproof and solid in your belief about this industry. And it all starts with confidence. You know, do you have confidence in the network marketing business, in the industry? Do you have confidence in yourself? And that goes back to all that self-improvement, personal growth. And like Patti was talking about, if you're not scheduling some time for personal growth every single week, I would really encourage you to do so. But here's some things that you got to just understand about network marketing that is just kind of mind-blowing. First of all, network marketing has produced more millionaires than any other industry. Think about that, than any other industry. And you have the capability of creating this life of choice and freedom, which I'm experiencing right now. And it's mind-blowing to me that I do not have to ask permission of anyone to take time off. It's a level playing field. I don't have a college degree. It's good for anyone. It could be a single mom, a nurse, a nail tech, you know, anyone who wants to get involved and have a plan B. This is good for anyone. The cost of entry, I mean, think about it with our company. $52, really? $1 a week? Like, okay, that's pretty good. No, you don't need any brick and mortar. You don't have to pay employees. Literally, this company does everything for us. And it has minimal risk. I mean, think about it. We don't have to stock inventory. All we need to do is consume our own Juice Plus and share our stories. There's no employees required, but we do need to become recruiting machines. We need to open that door to the business as much as we're opening the door to our product. I really believe that more than ever. There's no relevant time than right now that people need to have multiple income streams coming in, and we have a gift in this business. There's personal growth. Patti's talked about that. Passive income, which I didn't realize exactly what that meant, but when I can go for 3 weeks on a vacation and come back to a bigger check, I understand passive income now. You know, tax benefits. Think about all the tax benefits and write-offs you get. I mean, that's incredible. And this is the best part for me. There's no income ceiling. I get paid on my efforts. And how many people whose lives I've changed. That's how I get paid. And that's incredible to me. And there's some resources out there I want to mention because I think it's really important. First of all, you need to be going through GoPro, whether you got the book or the audio. Super important to know those skills. And then Eric Worre does a yearly GoPro event that is amazing. It's mind-blowing. But there's also a video out there for it's about an hour. It's called Rise of the Entrepreneur. It's done by Eric Worre. I think it's valuable. And he also has some 5-minute clips, and it's called a Better Way series. And they have titles like From Fire to Freedom, 25 to Life, Your Past Does Not Define You. It's true stories of people, not just in our company, but in all companies in network marketing, people that have really come from beginnings and have really made it. And it's very inspiring. So just be proud of being in direct sales and network marketing. And don't hide the fact that you're involved. Be proud of it. Wear it like a badge of honor, because this is an incredible industry that I am super bulletproof and proud to be part of. Patti, do you have anything to add?
No, I think that was awesome, Kerrie. Thank you so much. And you know, sometimes people do get that. This is what we're going to close with: is you have the capacity. Does this sound familiar? You have the capacity to be paid for the rest of your life on your next conversation. And we've heard that over and over, but just keep having those conversations, just like Leanne's doing. There's several people that are doing the 100 names right now. But anybody can find anything bad about anything. Anybody can find anything good about anything. This today in the training, Eric Worre said, go ahead and try to Google some bad things about Apple. Of course, you're going to find bad things, right? Or Microsoft or Google. So just focus on the good. And we have so much good to be proud of. So anyway, this is it. And I just thank you so much for being a part of this. Nikki, do you want me to stop share?
Yeah, if you would stop share. I know we have one question here. And so I'd be great to have it answer. Allison, who's really new on our team, and Allison, welcome to the call tonight. I'm so glad that you're on it. Says that you talked about GoPro and the rise of the entrepreneur. Is there something else specific that you might suggest to create more, I guess, Allison, I'm guessing to create more belief in the industry? I'm guessing that's what the question is. And Allison, if you want to type in if that's what it was specifically around the industry, if that's what you're wondering about, is there anything more to look up? And she's a new Partner Plus. I got that from Kirsten, so
congratulations,
Allison. So the Better Way series, and is there any other questions? Well, we're waiting to confirm that Allison's question was specifically about the industry, or was it something about something else?
I have a comment, Nikki, it's Heidi.
Yeah.
So I was on that training that Patti was talking about earlier, and Eric Worre did have us Google Apple scam or just all negative things about different companies, including Apple and tons of other companies. And he had you know how many millions of bad things came up to do with that company. And we are afraid as network marketers very often, not all the time, and I have a rock solid belief, but to help in that rock solid belief, he said, now look at your company, there's probably maybe 2 or 3, as opposed to millions upon millions, like 38 million negative comments for like Apple, I think it was just crazy. So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was very cool in comparison.
Yeah, thank you, Heidi. Any other questions? Does anybody have any questions or comment?
I do want to encourage everybody. We have tools for everything that we talked about, but Nikki does the Monday Mastery. If you're not jumping on that or you're not rewatching it, you're going to learn so much. And then Kerrie and I have also been doing it Thursday night for the Mexico team, but it's in English, so you're welcome to join us also. But there's so many tools to help you get better in all these areas. So I hope you look at your 1 to 10 where you rated yourself. And if you have questions, reach out to your leaders or Chris and Nikki and Kerrie and I and Heidi, and we'll direct you to where you can improve yourself in those areas.
Patti, I'm so glad you said that. So if you rated yourself a 6 or less in any one of those areas, say you rated yourself 6 on product, like you love it, you're taking the product, but you still feel like you're not 100%, like, you're just not rock solid, you're not quite bulletproof. Say that to your upline, just like, or your partner, and just say, how can I do that? And we will share stories enough where you're going to say, stop. Enough stories. I heard it. I got it. I get that this is the real deal. If it's about the company, if it's about the industry, ask for stories that you feel that you can trust from someone that you trust, and it will change your belief system. It really will. That's just absolutely key. So any other comments? Because time is up. I just really want to thank Kerrie, Heidi, Patti for putting this together. I really appreciate it. Having it be from our team, the first and the third Tuesday of every month. It's called the All Heat Team Call, where other national marketing directors join in, and we usually bring outside speakers. we are going to be focusing more on those other Tuesdays. Well, one of the Tuesdays, the second Tuesday of the month is always our celebration. So the fourth Tuesday of every month is going to be one of you. One of you are going to be asked. Could be Lisa or Ella. I don't know. Pretty soon it'll be Allison. I already know who the next one's going to be. She doesn't know it yet. Maybe she does, but it'll be a surprise. So we've got great speakers on our team. So every Tuesday night, right here at 6 o'clock. Thank you all for being here. Right after this call at 7 o'clock is our Take Healthy Back call, which is one of the best calls to invite somebody to if they're looking at thinking about getting on a product or joining your team. 7 o'clock, same number. All right, everybody. I'm stopping Facebook because it finally did it. And I'm going to stop the recording.